In the 1970s, scientists believed they'd cracked the code of addiction. Rats in cages, hooked on drugs, seemed proof that chemicals alone could enslave the brain. But one psychologist dared to ask, what if the cage itself was the problem? Rat Park, the study that shook the war on drugs. For decades, addiction research relied on a grim formula: isolate a rat, offer it morphine-laced water, and watch it spiral into dependency. The conclusion? Drugs are inherently addictive. But Canadian psychologist Bruce Alexander saw a flaw. These rats weren't just taking drugs, they were trapped in a sensory void. In barren cages, dopamine became the only reward. But Alexander wondered, what if rats had something else to live for? Enter Rat Park, a rodent paradise with tunnels, mates, and endless activities. Here, 16 to 20 rats lived communally. The question, would a fulfilling environment override the lure of morphine? The results were staggering. Isolated rats guzzled morphine 19 times more than their Rat Park counterparts. Even rats moved to Rat Park mid-experiment cut their intake. Social bonds, it seemed, were the ultimate harm reduction. Rat Park wasn't just about rats. Consider Vietnam vets. 20% became heroin addicted overseas. Yet 95% quit upon returning home. No rehab, just reconnection. Their Rat Park was family, purpose, and stability. Addiction isn't a choice, it's a response to suffering. Take the pain away, and the need for the drug dissolves. Critics pounced. Some replications failed, citing genetic differences in rat strains. Others noted flaws, small sample sizes, bitter morphine taste. Even Alexander admitted, environment isn't the only factor, but it's a tectonic one. Modern research shows addiction is a triad: genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger, and the drug fires it. For example, trauma hikes opioid risk 3 times, yet policy remains fixated on the bullet. What if we built rat parks? Portugal decriminalized drugs in 2001, swapping punishment for housing and healthcare. Overdoses dropped 80%. The lesson? Connection is cheaper than incarceration. Yet, in the United States, we spend $50 billion annually fighting drugs, and pennies on housing the homeless. Rat Park asks, what are we really addicted to, punishment or profit? Today, neuroscience echoes Rat Park. A 2023 study let mice choose cocaine or time with a friend. 90% chose companionship, even after addiction. Their brains lit up not with dopamine but oxytocin, the cuddle chemical. The revolution is quiet but growing. Vancouver's overdose prevention sites, Liverpool's heroin prescriptions, each a flicker of Rat Park's ethos: heal the environment and the addiction fades. Bruce Alexander's rats didn't just reject morphine, they rejected despair. Their legacy? A radical truth. Addiction isn't a failure of will. It's a failure of warmth. Build cages, and you'll create addicts. Build parks, and you'll create life.